Hello, BCSD third graders. It's Mrs. Whitman, and I'm back with some more math task explanations for you. And today I'm going to be doing the first day of the third packet, the third and final packet for your distance learning for the year. Day one, they're referring to as the May 5th math task, so they're not talking about them in days anymore. So in all of my videos, I'll be referring to the date at the top. Peyton and Presley discuss addition. Peyton said, I can solve 47 plus 65, and he showed this strategy. 47 plus 65 equals 100 plus 12 equals 112. Presley said, that doesn't make sense. Explain why that works. Draw a diagram to show Peyton's thinking. And then B, explain Peyton's strategy and why it works. Okay, so I think what is going on here is Peyton has taken some numbers that are not round numbers or numbers ending in zeros, and he's made them a little bit easier to work with by kind of manipulating the numbers. To show what I'm talking about, I'm going to use a concept called number bonds. A number bond is when you take apart a number into two numbers that would add up to that number, and you show it in a cool kind of diagram. It reminds me of like the diagram for like atoms in science, and so it's kind of cool. It's a cool little visual. For example, the number 47, we can split that apart into the numbers 40 and 7. Okay, because when we add 40 and 7 together, it equals 47. But the cool thing about what I've done here is that I have chosen numbers that are going to make it easier for me to add. I've taken out the closest round number that I can think of to 47 that is not greater than 47, okay? So that's why I chose 40 plus 7, okay? And then for 65, I'll do a different color here. 65, I do a number bond for that. The closest round number would be 60, and then I would have to add 5 to make 65. So if you see here, if you look at my number bonds, now you can easily see why Peyton did what he did. If we add together these two numbers right here, 40 and 60, 40 plus 60, I know equals 100. And look, Peyton has 100 right here. Now, if I add together 7 plus 5, that equals 12. And you'll notice that Peyton has 12 right here. So that's how Peyton ended up with 100 plus 12, because he broke down his numbers into round numbers and then their leftovers. And this is actually how a lot of people do mental math in their head. They search for the nearest round number that is not greater than the number itself, and then they'll add that first, and then they'll add the leftovers next, okay? So then once you have it as 100 plus 12, that's easy to add up, right? 100 plus 12, you already know by looking at it, it's 112. So explain Peyton's strategy and why it works. Okay, let's see if we can explain this in words. I'm going to say something like Peyton's strategy works because he broke apart the numbers 47 and 65 into their nearest round number. This could also be, you could also think of this as expanded form, really, is what he's doing. He's breaking the numbers apart into expanded form, and then he's adding the numbers that are in the tens, and adding the numbers that have ones, right? The leftovers that I referred to earlier. So let's see if I can talk about that succinctly. Peyton's strategy works because I can break apart 47 into 40 and 7. I can break apart 65 into 60 and 5. When I add, whoops, don't need a comma there. When I add 40 and 60, I get 100. When I add 7 plus 5, I get 12. Finally, I add 100 plus 12 to get the final sum. All right, let me just check real quick to see if there's anything I want to note about this page. I think that you'll be able to handle that on your own. I would just suggest using scratch paper, and you can use this same strategy that you saw me do in this math task to make the adding and subtracting easier for you on the next page. Break the numbers down into more friendly numbers plus their leftovers. Try to find a round number inside the number that you're working with, and I promise it makes adding and subtracting a lot easier. That's it for the May 5th math task. See you later.